My name is Barry Allen. And I am the fastest man alive.
Listen, there's a war coming. A terrible war.
You have failed this city.
Hello, everybody. I am Karen.
And I am Charles. Hello, back from vacation / Salt Lake Comic Con / hashtag exhausted.
That is what I hear.
Yeah.
And we are recording a couple of days late, but hopefully this one won't get out to you as late as last week.
Yeah, that's on me. I totally take the blame for this one. So, yeah.
Okay.
So Golly knows when this will get posted, but we'll find out together, won't we?
No worries. I almost watched the wrong Fear the Walking Dead because the second one has come out, but
again, that's on me. Yeah.
I did not. I watched the correct one.
Okay, good.
This is episode 26 of the Fandom Zone, and we will be discussing The Last Birds of Prey, 13, Devil's Eyes.
The series finale.
That's right. We will be discussing Fear the Walking Dead, episode 4, Not Fade Away. And we will be discussing the second season premiere of Gotham, Damned If You Do. So that is what we are discussing this week. We have a little bit of feedback this week, and I have some trivia as well, and some spoilers for next week.
Nice.
So we have a full show, but this will be the first week that we will be trying to kind of streamline things.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully
we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes, and
we'll see if we can keep this under a couple hours there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Birds of Prey, written by Adam Armas, and again, he's Heroes, Xena, Hercules, all that, and Melissa Rosenberg, Twilight, Jessica Jones, all that. Mm-hmm. Directed by Robert J. Wilson, and I couldn't find a lot of stuff on him.
Me neither.
I'm just gonna quickly go through the plot lines, and then we can discuss the episode.
Okay, that's cool.
Harley uses a meta with hypnotism powers to manipulate Helena, and others into doing her bidding. Helena.
It's not Helena.
And that is the main storyline,
right,
in this episode.
That's yeah.
I mean,
basically everybody gets hypnotized.
Right. There's not really any offshoots to that. There is a bit of a thing between Helena and Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
That also ties in to the plot line. Dinah is useless on, useful off. There's also a sad part with Wade and Oracle, Barbara. And there's a little bit at the end with Alfred on the phone.
Yes, there is.
So, discuss. Let's talk about the hypnotism powers in Harley.
Okay. From the metahuman transfer machine trademark.
The Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Zappy thing.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if it works. Talk like a chicken. And then she makes him jump out the window.
Yep.
Dumb. Just dumb.
It's a wee bit campy.
Yeah, it's very campy.
Just a wee bit.
And I think it's funny that this is the first episode where she is Harley Quinn.
Pretty much, yeah. Up till now, it's been teased, and then she goes away for quite a bit, and then teased a little bit more. But yeah, here she is, finally, officially Harley Quinn, or at least the Birds of Prey TV variant thereof.
Right. Well, she's wearing
she's got a red white costume.
Right. At least something reminiscent of that Harlequin outfit.
But it's not something you like. She couldn't just go walk around downtown because it's kind of pretty much everyday clothes, or
Right.
it could be passed off as everyday clothes.
It could be.
The only
Yeah.
weird thing about is that she's wearing red gloves.
Right. But again, if you're eccentric enough,
Yeah, and they're not
And
even like one red, one black glove. It's
just
just
gloves.
red gloves. Yeah.
Right. It is Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. After the previous episode's fashion, little couture fashion show,
Right.
I don't think this was out of place at all.
no, not that big a deal. And it was the first time we really see Mia Sara in the show acting. For the rest of the episodes, it's really just her acting like a therapist.
Well, you get the little hints.
Yeah.
Like she reacts to something, or
But this is
like when she's alone with another villain,
sure.
then she kind of camps it up a little bit. But
This is like over the
yeah,
top.
yeah, this is over the top.
And what she did,
OTT.
right? And what she did to poor Gibson in this episode.
I feel so bad for the actor.
Yeah, no
In
kidding.
this
Rob
episode-
Benedict.
Yeah.
Oh
He
man.
has to spend most of this episode either acting like a dog, being treated like a dog, or just being crazy, but not even like in a cool way, just in a really annoying way.
Right. He acts like a gorilla at one
Yeah,
point.
right.
Yeah. And there's a big fight scene with everybody near the end of the episode, and Gibson is standing out on the deck of the clock tower, like
Yeah.
on the where the face of the clock tower is, and he's acting like King Kong out there.
Yeah.
Kind of. Now,
They do tease him about it later. in the
yes, they do
episode.
tease him about it. Now, I was wondering what were the cuts to that for?
I have no idea, because it seemed like every time you'd start to get into the action, then all of a sudden there'd be this quick cut to Gibson being annoying,
Right.
and then it'd throw you, and then you cut back to the action, and it'd go right, back and forth like a ping pong ball.
So it's not just me that's weird.
No, it was very distracting.
Okay.
And
Because it seemed like to me that maybe the fights weren't as good as they thought
No.
they were going to turn out, and so they used him as like
Filler.
humor to kind of
Yeah,
to
But
kind of
but-
distract from
right.
the
But-
fact that the fight scenes weren't that great.
But to me, it felt more like, like Gibson's trying to remind everybody that he's still there every 30 seconds. Like, hey, I'm doing something crazy. Look at me. And then they go back to the action. And,
Yeah, but-
oh, hey, look at me again. Ooh.
Yeah, that's inside the show, but obviously that's a directorial
Mhm.
choice that Robert Wilson made.
The editing room. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean
say
that
so.
that was his choice that he made, and I'm guessing it was just an issue with the fighting.
I
The-
hope so.
The fighting just didn't come out, and they tried to do some Matrixy stuff there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah. Like Harley leaps up to the second level and stuff like that.
and Barbara goes
Huntress-
after her.
Huntress leaps up, and yeah.
Yeah, doesn't Barbara go up there too? Because she's the one that
Yeah.
fights her up there on the
But
ledge.
I mean, she didn't have the superpowers to kind of leap up there.
She had her little back thing on.
That's true. Maybe that was it.
She's the one that fights up there with her.
They do, like, Oracle and Dinah crash through the clock tower window,
Yeah,
like all Batman entrance-y.
I know.
So,
The fight scene I thought was pretty good. It was just the distraction of, ooh, things are getting all heat. Oh,
Yeah.
Gorilla Man.
yeah, go away, Gibson, go.
Right. And I like Gibson.
Right.
So don't get me wrong. I like the fact that she was looking for her Joker.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be his role, like, by her chair
Yeah,
and that sort of thing.
but she never saw the Joker as a pet.
No. She just wanted someone,
Yeah.
to pet and to love on and,
Right.
And I'm not talking
I will
about,
take him home and I will name him George.
right. And I will love
Love
him.
him and
in
hug
prison.
him.
Right, exactly. I don't think she thought of him that way, but I think maybe she was just looking for someone to love.
Right.
And it had to be someone funny. And so that was the role she put him in, is that Gibson, sort of funny, bark like a dog, sort of crazy.
He's the crazy puppy.
Right. So I think that was the role she put him in. And then having all the Harlequinettes,
Yeah.
all the the cops. And of course, the
Yep.
cops had to be there because Jesse had to fight someone.
Right. It had
And he
given
can't
something
fight
to do.
women.
Right.
So he had to fight men.
Hmm.
And, you know. So there was that. Now, some of the questions I had is they're using Oracle uses the flashy thing.
Yeah, the little flashy dehypnotizing disc thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But then she works on a way to counteract it. And while she's doing that, she stands up the whole time and they're asking her, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" She can't sit down while she's working on it.
I know, you think she'd take a break.
Right.
Especially when this thing, the device that I used to walk doesn't hurt as much now.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
I mean, she's walking around the lab trying to figure out a way to counteract it, which means, she's working on the contact lenses.
Mm-hmm.
And she will not sit down. And I'm thinking, duh, you stupid jerk. Get back in your chair.
Right.
Can you not take it off just for a few minutes? I mean, you have not explained this to us. Or at the very least, just sit in a regular chair.
Right.
I mean, she bends and stuff with this thing on. So she could at the very least sit like on the
Down.
edge of a chair, right? I mean, okay. So there was one thing that bothered me about it, right? And then Helena. I'm sorry, I watched Orphan Black too much.
I know, it does creep in, doesn't it?
It does. So she comes in and she kind of attacks Dinah and Jesse. And Dinah and Jesse hide in something. Is it an elevator? Or just a little room with slats on it?
Yeah, I it was something for Huntress to punch through to try to get them.
That's
all it was.
Mechanical thing.
So maybe it was just like decoration.
Okay.
Or
so
maybe,
it's something
like a room divider, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
So here's my issue with that.
Yeah.
Number one, Helena could have punched through that without a problem.
Right. No.
Number two, why didn't Dinah stop her? Dinah could have stopped her without killing her, right?
Dinah has telekinesis.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
These are all the things I wrote here. In my notes.
So Rosenberg co-wrote the script. Oh.
Okay, and then my last question, and then we can just, if there's anything else you want to talk about. Mm-hmm. At the end of the episode, now mind you, Harley has killed Wade.
Yes, that's a big deal.
Which is a horrible thing.
Yep.
Right after, Barbara has outed herself to Wade. Yep. Which is, a big deal.
Well, technically, Alfred outed her.
Well, yeah, but
because thanks, Alfred.
Right, right. But she's okay with it, and they were in love, and they were going to go away together, and all this stuff. Well, Wade shows up, and Harley is, does her little hypno eyes on the, the hypnotoad eyes on him, and then kiss me, and she stabs him and kills him. And taunts Barbara with it at the end and says, how do you feel that I'm the last one that got to kiss him? Yep. Okay. And then Barbara is just about to kill her. Mm-hmm. Helena says, no, we don't kill people. That puts us on their level. And I'm thinking, would it really be that bad to kill Harley Quinn?
Well, not if you've lived by a code.
Would it really be that bad to kill Harley Quinn?
Kind of. It's kind of against the law, for one thing. And if you're
Would it really be that bad to kill Harley Quinn? Again, I say.
I know. It's.
No, I get the premise.
Right.
But
see, there was a this was the juxtaposition though from the series pilot because. Then, like early on in the series, you had Barbara talking Huntress down.
Right.
And then now, here it is, the series finale, 13 episodes or 12 episodes later, and you have Huntress talking Oracle down now.
Right. This just seemed a little different in the fact that Harley Quinn is a criminal mastermind.
Right.
Who has obviously gotten out of Arkham and has wreaked havoc on the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, has killed someone very close to them,
Mm-hmm.
has gained access to the clock tower, and
well, it's the same old argument. Why doesn't Batman kill the Joker?
and why doesn't Batman kill the Joker? Is my question.
Right.
Why doesn't he?
But he doesn't.
Maybe life would be better if he did, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree, but that's the real world solution.
Right.
Like there's this like maniac who keeps coming back again and again and again. What's the only way to stop them is to kill them.
Right.
But
how many lives are they going to take before?
Yeah, exactly.
Decide it's time for them to go.
Right. Why doesn't the Doctor kill the Master? Why doesn't Holmes try to kill Moriarty? It's
right.
It's just that same old the hero's defined by the villain's defined by the hero. Therefore,
I get it. I guess that the hero is the hero because they don't think for that.
There is an inherent flaw in that dynamic, that hero versus villain, especially hero versus arch enemy specifically. Right. But yeah, it's just
and the flaw is that the villain just keeps winning over and over again because they can always come back, and the hero can't always come back.
Right.
The hero may not come back the next time because the villain doesn't have that restraint.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what makes him a hero. So anyway, that was my...
Unless they're from the Marvel universe in which they die and come back like nobody's business.
Right. Snap. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Let's see. The only thing I did kind of want to elaborate more on that whole sequence where Wade shows up at the clock tower.
Sure.
Because
fill in.
I mean, it is like this is this scene is where we first see Harley fully decked out in her Harley Quinn costume. She's finally like, here I am. I'm the villain. Right. I'm your big bad. Surprise to no one.
They actually call her the big bad too.
Yes, they do.
At the end of the episode, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, that's where their thinking was. And, well, I mean, you got to remember the popularity of Buffy still at the time.
Right.
So it's, that was the euphemism of the day.
Right.
But the whole business where she, she totally mind F's Oracle in this story. I mean, because she hypnotizes, knowing that this is Oracle's boyfriend, because thanks to Helena, Helena goes and blabs everything like, hey, I've got this butler, Alfred, who used to work for Bruce Wayne, who's my dad, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, there's my friends, Babs and Dinah, and Babs has got a boyfriend who you could kill. Right. And so here she is now in the clock tower, like, I'm in your house, and now, like, here's your boyfriend.
Thanks, Alfred.
Thanks, Alfred. And pretty much. And so, like, she hypnotizes him into kissing her. So there's this whole sexual element to this. Mm-hmm. And then, like, as she's kissing him, she inserts that blade into him and kills him. So there's kind of like, okay, I'm getting off on the fact that, like, I'm kissing this guy and killing him at the same time.
Yep.
And there's also the nice little element where I can later go and taunt, Oracle, because here she is, she calls in thinking it's Alfred on the other end, and Harley's there. And it's like, hey, guess what? I'm in your house. I just killed your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I was the last one he kissed because,
Yeah, she is.
So, and then this would be where Harley drops the mic. Only it's 2002. They didn't do it then.
Well, they did. They just didn't call it that.
Yeah, they didn't call it that. But basically, it's Harley dropping the mic at that moment, just to get under Oracle's skin, the way the Joker always got under Batman's skin.
Yep, she learned from the best.
Yep. So I just thought that was a great idea, and the fact that yes, we actually got a character death. Something significant actually happened, only it's the final episode, which
too little too late.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
This should have happened in like the 4th episode.
If this would have happened in the 4th, exactly. If this would have happened in the 4th episode, I think it would have at least gotten the full season.
Yes, I agree.
At least.
Yeah.
But
this should have been the storyline.
Yeah. It should have been a story arc, initial story arc. Or at least, like that first major, like major battle, there's a death, and then maybe later on, like Harley comes back, or to have that revenge battle against
Mhm.
Oracle somehow.
Sure.
But
Well, she'd have to escape
yeah,
from this.
yeah,
Get away.
yeah,
And then there'd have to be some sort of tussle,
yeah.
and in between this and that, they could have done some of the stories that they did,
Mm-hmm.
but also be wary of finding Harley again.
Yes.
It would have been good. It would have been good.
It's so easy to play what if with this series.
Of course it is.
If they had only done this, if they had only done that.
Right. And again, it's hindsight is 2020 because they didn't know they weren't going to get either the back six or a second
Right.
season. And they were only basing this off of Smallville's success and,
Yeah. Smallville was their blueprint.
Right.
They decided, okay, let's just do a Batman version of that. But we don't have the rights to Batman, so we're going to use the female characters.
Right. And it just wasn't strong enough.
No, it wasn't.
And the people that they got to write it and direct it weren't the same as
No,
the people they got to write and direct Smallville. They weren't nearly as strong.
I don't think so.
So
Because that Smallville pilot is incredible.
oh, it's amazing.
It's just, I mean, that whole opening sequence where the meteors strike down and trash Smallville.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still one of my favorite. Like,
Well, even
comic
still,
book
that
TV.
show,
Yeah.
a lot of that show still holds up.
I mean, there's a lot of cheesy moments. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like CW angst.
Yeah, it's old CW.
There's like 6 whole seasons of Lana crying over Clark and vice
Right.
versa, but
And lots of Lighthouse
But-
videos.
but there's still a lot of awesome things in that show.
Right.
So, the other thing that, and as far as going back to Birds of Prey, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was Harley's plan to make the city crazy
Mhm.
by using a television signal.
Right.
So my question is, does everybody in Gotham only watch one channel?
Maybe she's broadcasting it on all the channels?
But they didn't say anything about that,
No, of course not.
and so I have to think, hey, it's only on one station, one frequency,
Yeah.
but
Wave.
yeah, it just kind of,
Twilight.
yep.
Twilight.
And so like therefore I'm going to make everybody crazy. Gotham, oh, isn't it wonderful? We're all crazy in Gotham.
Let's hope she's matured before she writes Jessica Jones.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Well, we know that she goes on to write the Twilight screenplays.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, yeah. So, was it an evolutionary step from this to the Twilight films?
As far as I know, I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't watched them.
I haven't either, but a lot of people like that.
I guess so. So maybe she did get better.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll find out. But
I know of the Twilight
yeah,
movies, and I know more people like that
Yeah.
than Birds of Prey. So
I'm very hopeful. David Tennant's in it, in Jessica Jones. So I'm
Yeah.
hopeful he can help elevate,
I've heard,
at least elevate the material.
I've heard good things about it anyway.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good.
Yeah.
So here's hoping. But,
So what do you get?
Oh, and then I want to talk
Oh,
about
okay, yeah,
one more
another-
thing.
Mhm.
Alfred calling Bruce
Right.
at the end. This was the final scene of
Right.
of the series,
Lampshade.
and it doesn't end with the birds of prey on the rooftop.
No, they do have a talk, and they
Right.
say we've all lost someone,
Yes.
and they refer to mom,
Wait.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Basically,
So that talk ends, and then they go inside to Alfred, who calls Bruce.
Bruce. So yeah, we sort of get Bruce Wayne on the other end of the phone
of.
that we don't hear, but
Right.
but we
And
get
it
him.
says, "Be proud of your daughter."
Yep. Which, okay, great. It's kind of anticlimactic for an ending,
Right.
but at least it's a sweet ending.
Sure. It is sweet.
And then the end.
And you know what? It's not bad for a series finale, to be honest.
Right.
It's really not bad,
Mhm.
but it would have been better if there had been more, because this would have been a decent jumping off point
Right. Now,
for another 5 or 6 episodes
Yeah.
with the Harley stuff. But, they just
Yeah.
didn't get to it soon enough.
Yeah, I think it was just because they hadn't hit that golden age of comic book television yet. They didn't really know what they could do.
Right.
They were still kind of fumbling around in the dark.
Right. I think they were they didn't know what their audience was yet.
Right.
And they were writing to the younger audience, I guess.
Yeah.
And they didn't realize that they needed to write to all audiences. I really do think that.
So do you feel that they were writing to a CW audience, not a geek audience?
Yes, I think so.
I think so too.
They were writing to tweens.
The tween female demographic.
Yeah, and they really needed to be writing to comic book readers.
Right.
Because especially those characters that aren't big name characters.
Right.
They needed to be writing to like Gail Simone fans.
Yeah.
And they're, I was one of them, and I still was like, okay, I'll make room in my schedule, but only after I watch this, and this week.
Yeah.
And it was, it was one of those that as soon as it dropped off my radar, it was done. You know what I mean? I did not cry when this went off the air.
Quickly forgotten and moved on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got the DVD set and everything, but...
Oh, I did too, but...
I didn't sob uncontrollably when this went off the air.
It's like, oh, I've got a hole in my schedule now. I can, watch something better.
I can watch Voyager again.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Good idea. Yep.
So what did you give this episode?
I gave this episode 7.5 out of 10 shattered clock tower windows.
Nice.
So.
And I gave it 7 dilated eyeballs. So, Hypnotoad.
Yeah, exactly. All glory to the Hypnotoad.
I liked it when it was just in season 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to
someone needs to do a mashup of this episode and the Hypnotoad. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be awesome, right? Maybe I'll do a little thing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I'm going to say something before we move on to the next thing, because we're going to talk about Fear the Walking Dead, season 1, episode 4, and then Gotham, season 2, episode 1.
Yep.
And there is one thing that ties these 2 episodes together, which I find very interesting.
Really?
Both of these 2 episodes use Perfect Day, performed by Lou Reed. Both of them.
Whoa. I did not make that connection.
They both use that exact same song.
Interesting. And
so.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
No, I was waiting for you.
That was it.
Okay. I thought you were going to play Perfect Day or something.
I wish I had it.
Okay. Well,
but I didn't record it or anything.
You guys can look it up on YouTube. It's there.
Well, it's right in the beginning of Fear the Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. And it is... Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it kind of is in the beginning. It is literally at the beginning of Gotham.
Okay.
Yeah,
when we see Gordon as a... Yeah.
Doing his whole montage thing.
Yeah. Traffic cop.
Right. So let's talk about Fear the Walking Dead.
Okay.
I'm going to do a little run through again.
Mm-hmm.
The episode.
Sounds good.
Liza is saying she's a nurse practitioner in order to treat the sick. And a government doctor comes along and wants her to continue. Travis is working as a liaison between the people and the military, while Madison is unhappy about her home being crowded. Chris records a video, and he sees a light in the DZ. And that is what, Dead Zone?
Yes. Or, well, demilitarized zone. But,
yeah, they call it both, actually.
But probably in this instance, it would be Dead Zone.
Yeah. I see it both ways. I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
That's a line from Psych.
Well, DMZ is demilitarized.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He tells Travis and Madison about the light. Doc Exner, and that's the name of the doctor.
Oh, I was wondering.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know the doctor's name.
Doc Exner, Exner. Exner. Goes on rounds, and I put it in air quotes.
Rounds.
Right. With Liza.
With laser beams.
Right. With Liza beams. Liza beams.
Liza beams.
Right. See?
I see what you did there.
Thank you. As her nurse, she sends people outside the gates for treatment, which seems hinky to me. Madison, that's what I wrote as I was watching it. Hinky. I put hinky in parentheses at the end. Madison goes outside the DZ to see what's going on with the lights and gets more than she bargains for. Daniel suspects the government hospital is hinky as well. Asks Madison to keep an eye on Ophelia for him. And this is before they all get taken.
Right.
Travis tries to talk to a man who is not coping well. He seems to be better, but then wigs out, and then he's taken away.
Poor Doug.
I know. Nick tries to steal morphine from Hector, the old.
Oh, I have a lot to say about this.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Madison is unpleased, I put.
But yet also enabling because, yeah.
I know.
She's in, yeah.
Now, once the military comes in to take people to the hospital, they try to take Nick away and leave Daniel behind instead of taking Daniel and his wife. What a shock that they go back on their word, I wrote.
Yeah, because they told Daniel, yeah, sure, you can come with your wife.
Right.
Try
So
again.
They're literally just going through and taking anyone who seems somewhat sick and leaving behind everyone else.
Right.
Liza goes with the convoy, and she leaves behind her son, but the doctor convinces her that they need her more at the hospital. Right. Madison has another reason to hate the old ex. Then at the very end of the episode, Travis is up on the roof, sees the lights in the house in the DZ. Then he sees gunshots.
There are 4 lights.
There are 4 lights. Thank you.
Star Trek Next Generation.
That's right, Picard.
Yep.
So gunshots and fade to black.
Yep.
Which means lots of hinkiness happening in this episode.
Sounds like a Velma word. Hinky. Oh wait,
It is.
That's jinkies.
That's jinkies.
That's right. That's
Hinky
what
is my episode for, or is my word for just like, you know, something not right.
Yeah. I like shenanigans.
Shenanigans is good. That is very good.
That's my word.
Mm-hmm. But hinky sounds cuter.
It does.
So you can say shenanigans.
Yeah, well, I'm Irish. Shenanigans is a perfectly good Irish word.
Irish.
Well, all right. But you had your own word. I've got my word.
I'm a mutt. I am a mutt. English, Irish, Cherokee, all sorts.
You're Indiana Jones's son? No. Mutt Williams?
A mutt. Ha ha ha. I get it.
Okay.
A mutt. Yeah, not the
mutt. Okay. I always thought that was a stupid name anyway.
It is a dumb name.
Mutt Williams.
But they're all named after dogs.
So why can't you name them after a better name of dog?
I don't know. Or they need to name their dogs better.
Spielberg and Lucas. Yeah. Anyway.
What is this bizarre segue that's happening?
Yeah, shut up, you.
We need to stay on point.
All right.
So, what do you want to expand on? Do you want to talk about Nick?
Well, yeah. Let's get. Well,
do you want to go through?
Yeah, I want to go through some things.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. The Travis being this liaison between the community and the military.
Yeah, how did this happen?
He's like, all of a sudden he gets designated like, hey, I'm Mr. Man of the People guy.
Right. How did that happen?
Did we miss? I think we missed something. It was something between.
I feel like we did.
The end of episode 3 where the military shows up and starts carting bodies away.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there's this. But they do say that there was 9 days into the occupation.
Right, but
so something happened during those 9 days where Travis gets picked.
Why did we not see that though?
That's a good question.
Or at least get some exposition on it.
Right. It's all of a sudden, hey, I'm walking around, I'm the guy in charge. Okay.
And they call him Mr. Mayor. And here's the deal. We didn't get any indication that he was anyone of importance.
Yeah.
At all before. So I would have really liked to know what
maybe there's a deleted scene that'll show up on the Blu-ray or something, but
I don't know. That seems important to me.
It does. I would think it'd be something like this. This Lieutenant Moyers guy probably said, "Okay, you're the mayor," and he points at Travis.
Right. Now it seems like their house is right near the fence.
Yeah, maybe it's a key location.
Maybe.
Or it's central to the area.
Or he volunteered.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Again, we don't know, yeah.
It would have been nice to get a little more on that one.
Right, it would have been nice.
Yeah. At least, a couple lines, something.
I know, right?
Just
So at least I didn't miss that too. That's good.
No.
Good to know.
It just kind of bugged me.
Yeah. It
Uh,
bugs me too. I agree.
yeah. We get introduced to Lieutenant Moyers in this episode,
Yeah.
who is a complete D-bag.
Yeah.
And
But not uncharacteristically military.
he's stereotypical military guy in charge, and especially in zombie shows, military guys are all a-holes.
I have to say though, when he goes to talk to Doug
Yeah.
with Travis, he says, go talk to Travis because if you can talk him down, I won't have to take him out.
Right.
And so he does give Doug that chance. So it's not like he's like, I'm just going to take everybody out.
No, but he was when we're first introduced to him, he starts talking to the community, and he's talking about how he's like, he makes these jokes with laser beams
Right.
about like shooting civilians if they disobey his rules.
Right.
So right there, you get that little hint, like, okay, this guy, something's off with this guy.
He's telling the truth.
He's trouble. I agree.
Yeah.
And he's serious about it.
But he's a jerk about it.
He tries to pass it off as a joke, but
he's a jerk.
But he's totally serious. But he's totally serious about it.
Right.
He'll shoot you if you disobey his rules.
He will do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
he's a jerky McJersauce, like I said.
Jerky McJerkison.
Yes, that's right.
Nick lounging in the pool.
Yeah.
At least he finally got some kind of a shower or a bath.
Oh, thank God, right? The pool looks none too clean, though.
Well, that's probably because of what came off of Nick.
Oh, could be. You're right.
Well, I think part of it was just that there was like grass or something. It looked like there was fresh cut grass that blew into the pool or something.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, there's probably just like
I bet there was some twigs in his hair.
I can imagine like if he goes under the water, there's probably like an oily stain
Yeah.
on top.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Residue.
Probably. And he's washing his clothes at the same time because that's how guys do things, right?
Apparently.
Not you.
Well, stoners do, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, man, let's just go wash in the pool.
Well, do you watch The Last Man on Earth?
No, but I know.
Okay.
I know.
He does,
yeah.
He does that.
Okay. He jumps in the pool to wash himself.
Yes.
Okay.
They're trying to find a home in this week's episode, and they go to the White House.
Okay.
And they're in the Oval Office in one of those blow-up pools.
Nice. Oh, inflatable pools? Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And they're in their clothes.
Like a kiddie pool.
But they're drinking
the
water, and they're just laying in the pool in their clothes.
Nice.
And then they're riding on a riding lawnmower, and he's in back of it. I know. I'm sorry. I got to tell you this. He's on like a skateboard on back of it, holding an American flag, and he goes, "God bless the USA" or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But he's holding the American flag while
America.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
No, that was good.
Okay, so the pool.
So yeah, the pool.
Yeah, at least he's clean.
At least he's clean. But of course, he's not taking his meds to get himself clean.
As far as we can see.
Well, no, he tells, Madison asks him about his medicine.
Yeah. Do you really think he's telling the truth, though?
No.
I don't think so either. I think he's scamming drugs from all over the place.
But again, Madison is like, well, okay, I guess if you're going to take your meds.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Now there is thankfully there's a payoff in episode 5. I'm not going to go into it.
Okay.
But it's like finally.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it, so don't.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Don't say anything.
That's all I'm saying. But we do finally get yes. There is a yes moment. Okay.
So when Liza and the doctor come over, they ask him, have you gone into withdrawal or whatever, and he says, "Well, no, because I'm not taking it. Well, I would want methadone, except I'm not addicted anymore."
Right.
Of course he is. So that was my litmus test with him is, of course you're addicted. It's only been like 9 days.
Yeah, you don't just get enough drugs like that.
No, you don't. And you'd still have the shakes and all that stuff. Of course you're scamming drugs from somewhere.
Of course, unless you're Justin Bieber.
Right.
Yeah. I know. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Moyers hitting golf balls.
Yeah.
Anybody get a nice little governor vibe off those golf balls? Because that was what, one of the things early on when we first met the governor. He's up on the little watchtower,
Yep.
hitting golf balls into the area where the zombies are,
Right.
just like Lieutenant Moyer. So it's like it's a big like Walking Dead spotlight going, hey, this is our governor.
Hmm. And the similarities ensue,
Pretty much.
as it were.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's, as we can imagine, it's not going to get prettier from here.
I had a really nice chuckle at that one too.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that he has the conversation with Travis while he's still doing it.
Yeah.
It's holding the golf club up to his mouth and kind of bouncing it on his mouth while he talks to him.
Well, he's like thinking, he's thoughtful as he's doing it. Yeah. Travis and Madison having sex in the back seat of the car. Apocalypse sex or zombie apocalypse sex in the back of the car.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for the porn music.
Oh, hold on. Where is it?
I miss our porn music.
Also,
yeah.
There was another scene with Ophelia and a soldier.
Yes. Yeah.
Where she wanted medicine for her mother.
Right. But she's working him.
Big time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just Madison and like all the places they could go. They've got their house. They could just lock the door, presumably.
Or go in an empty house.
There's plenty of empty houses in the neighborhood. Right. No, we're gonna cram ourselves into the back seat of a crappy car.
Right.
But maybe that's their like favorite
it's
spot.
their lucky car.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because let's get pregnant again.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, world's going to hell. Let's make a baby. Because that works so well for Lori Grimes. Just saying.
Oh.
Just saying.
Yeah. Stupid.
So, I don't know.
Stupid. That's bad news for you.
Yeah.
Okay. The log lady just died.
Catherine Coulson?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She's supposed to be in the Twin Peaks reunion.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Breaking news, guys.
Oh. Okay, I'm depressed now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That just brought me way down.
I just wanted to break in with that. Sorry.
That's depressing. Damn it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Damn it.
I'm very sorry. She was 71.
I know, yeah, but I'm kind of hoping that she would have made it for the reunion.
I thought you might want to know, though.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Next point.
Now let's try and hey, let's get back into the mood here. Okay.
How's that?
That's a little better.
Okay.
All right. Nick and the morphine drip.
Right. Let's talk about that scene.
Yes.
Because that was a bit jarring, I thought.
And that it was supposed to be. I'm sure. Nick,
that was very tense.
So basically we get to find out that Nick's whole what he's been up to these past 9 days is sitting around watching other people's houses and watching Liza and the other doctors and army people if they have medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And where that medicine goes and to whom.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's a really sick old man.
Right.
That's
Hector.
Hector. Well, apparently Hector's on a morphine drip.
And that is
he's bedridden. And he's there. He's not able to move.
Right.
So while I'm guessing it's Hector's wife and Liza, as they go outside the house or something, here comes Nick.
Right.
Our hero.
Yeah.
To swoop in and he climbs through the window or whatever and gets inside the house and quickly pulls that morphine drip out of the old man, sticks it right between his toes because it's easier to hide those.
Sure.
And it's a quick little junkie trick. So yeah, he sticks it between his toes and he doesn't just he couldn't just take the morphine bag and go. No, what he does, he lies there under the old man's bed, who he just stole the morphine drip.
Right.
And getting his fix right under the old man's bed.
I know.
I mean,
So stupid.
that's just like, okay, you deserve to die.
Right.
You deserve to be eaten horribly
Right.
by a zombie, or become a zombie and then get like your head blown away.
Right. I have something else to add to this in a minute,
Okay.
but I think that was such a douchebag move.
It's the ultimate douchebag move.
Now, does this kind of make you think? I know you've seen the next episode, so don't spoil it for
right.
me. But it makes me think that Chris might be the hero of our story and not Nick.
I think so, but let's see. Let's see. I don't think Chris is seeing himself as the hero.
No, I don't think so either.
No, right now he's almost like he wants to be a documentary guy. Like
Right.
I have to document this
Right.
for history or whatever.
Right.
That's his thing.
Right. I'm just thinking that
Like I'm the chronicler of,
right.
of
For us
this.
right now, he's going to be the hero. And if Nick can be redeemed at some point, he might
Right.
also be a good guy.
Yeah.
But right now, Chris is more of he's walking the straight line.
Yeah.
Whereas Nick is going to have to be redeemed.
Yeah, because I mean, it'd be one thing if Nick starts off like, okay, he's a junkie, but then he's trying to get himself clean and here's this zombie apocalypse. So he's honestly trying to make an effort. Maybe he's struggling with it, but he's at least trying.
Right. He's not, though.
We don't get that. No,
Nope.
no. He's just like still looking for ways to get his fix.
Right.
He doesn't want to be clean.
Right.
He just
To
wants
the
to
point
he
where
just wants to keep using at this point.
right. To the point where Liza and everybody says he needs to go to the hospital.
Right.
And then they take him away.
Yeah.
Which really Madison and Travis don't want him to, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah, that doesn't work out, does it?
No, the military takes him away anyway.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of a jerk move that they don't let Daniel go big time.
But that's the whole point.
That's
Is that they're being jerks. That's
right.
their
jerk sauce.
They're the jerk characters.
So let me ask you a question about the Hector and his wife.
All right.
When I first watched the episode, I've seen it twice.
Okay.
When I first watched it the first time, I saw Liza go in to the house and see the bed.
Okay.
And the bed was all made up.
Yeah.
And Hector was not in it.
Okay.
And I thought for sure that they were both zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think the same thing?
No, I just kind of chalked it up like, well, maybe it was a like a continuity error.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe they kind of goofed up.
All right.
But I mean, you could be right. I think you're more right than I am.
Well, it's not.
But yeah.
They took Hector out.
I know, but I mean, yours is a more natural conclusion than mine.
Okay.
So
I just thought for sure he had died.
Yeah.
And his wife had made up the bed because he died.
Right.
And they were taking him out, and then he woke up and killed his wife. I mean, that was what I thought was going to happen. And then the doctor was there, and they had taken him off to the hospital or whatever.
Right.
So she's not going to go to the hospital. So she's going to end up somewhere at some point.
She's going to disappear.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, anything else?
Let's
see. How about the DZ? What do you think about that?
Well, when Madison sneaks out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Madison's first kind of like, I want to say her first true sense of the new reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because up till now she's been in, like we've talked about it, how she's like queen of denial.
Right, insulated.
Yes, she's got her own little like world. Like I'm just gonna sit here and play Monopoly while the gunshots are going off in the neighborhood.
Right.
And so here she is. She's all, because of Nick getting taken away, because of Daniel's wife being taken away. She's much more skeptical, so she decides for herself, like, okay, once and for all, I'm going to go out and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes outside. There's debris everywhere. There are bodies. Some look pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Not just zombies, but actual people before they were sick, or at least so. Apparently, they've probably been like massacred by the military.
Mm-hmm. And doesn't she watch something happen while she's out there?
I'm trying to remember.
She sees the military coming down the street. And
I only
she
saw the
hides
episode
behind the car.
once, so you might be up on me.
Yeah, she sees something happen. I don't quite remember, but she sees the military coming up over the hill with someone walking beside it. She hides behind a car.
I think she was just worried about getting spotted, wasn't she?
Well, yeah. And I know she sees some people that were definitely not sick with like gunshot wounds
Right.
in their head. They're all in their head.
Yeah, headshots.
Because, they know that's how they have to kill people. But definitely people that were not zombies. And, that put together with the knowledge that there was at least the thought of someone being alive out there with the light in the window.
Yeah.
Now, she hadn't seen it, but, she was told that it was out there by Chris. So, and that's, her evidence had been mounting with Chris telling her the light was flashing in the window, and then Doug driving his car up and not being seen again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Doug kind of mysteriously disappears after Travis finds his car by the fence.
Right. And then, she just wants to go out there and kind of see what's going on, which is a huge gamble.
Right.
Although I think a lot of that is that she is, again, insulated. She doesn't really
get it.
It doesn't register to her that is an extreme amount of danger for her to go out there.
Yeah, maybe she's just more like, okay, I'm getting this conflicting, information in my head.
I'll just have a peek.
Yeah, I'll just see what's going on for myself.
Right. Duh.
To satisfy my own curiosity.
And it's not just danger from the zombies, quote unquote. It's danger from the military. Right. So it's like tenfold all this danger that's happening. So she sees that there are people being killed who aren't sick, and then she sees the military patrolling, and she kind of puts two and two together and sees the bad things are happening. Not just this disease that's spreading, but also that the military is not benevolent.
Yeah.
So there's all that mess happening. So is that kind of what you got from that as well?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take over.
No, that's good. That's good. You're fine. Don't worry. This is why we both talk. So it's cool. Let's see. The only other thing, well, okay, we covered Griselda being put on the list and taken away. Okay. Madison talks to Daniel about what she saw.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts talking about this story from his childhood.
In El Salvador.
Where he came across like this river of bodies. Like bodies were floating down the river. And these were people that the military down there had said, well, they're going to be okay.
People that were getting sick with the plague.
Yeah.
The military came in and said that they were sending them to get treatment.
Right. They were going to be okay. They would be fine. And then here they are.
Come back.
Yep.
And then he said they did come back. I was out fishing and I saw them come back.
Floating down the river.
In the river all at once.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Sad story.
So needless to say, he's a little more skeptical than Madison at this point.
I don't think he was at all surprised.
No, he's just like, told you so.
Right. But he's mad.
Right.
I'm guessing that he didn't get to go with his wife.
Yeah, well, he probably figures, okay, they're going to take her away. There's
gone.
Nothing I can do.
Yeah. Do you think he thinks she's gone forever?
Probably. Or he's scrambling in his head trying to figure out how he's going to get her back before she dies.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I don't think that's going to go too well, having seen next week's episode. But that's all I'm saying.
I'll watch it after this.
Okay. But and then we end up with Travis sitting on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Looking for the building that Chris saw.
And he sees the lights.
Yeah, he sees the lights, but
in the bank.
But they look a little different now, don't they?
Yeah.
Because they're not like reflections; they're muzzle flashes.
Well, they were. He saw reflections, and then
they turn to muzzle flashes. Yeah.
Not so good.
No, it's like.
Yeah, those flashies aren't going to come anymore.
Moyers shakes fist.
Yeah, not so good.
So very ominous ending for this
Yeah.
week's Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, and I forgot to give this, written by Megan Oppenheimer.
Yep. I
And
wonder
I
if she's related to Robert.
Spelled the same way.
Yep.
I couldn't find any credits for her of any note.
Yep.
And directed by Carrie Scogland.
Yep.
And she has directed Walking Dead and The Borgias before this.
So kind of cool. We had a female writer and a female director in this episode.
I know, awesome, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Not that I'm all feminist.
No, but that's cool. It's progress. Yeah. It's diversity.
And it was a very strong episode, I thought.
I did too. I thought it was a great character drama.
It was
this episode because we don't see any zombies in this episode.
No, and yet the punches were not pulled.
No.
So, so what did you give this episode? And then I'll explain why I gave what I gave.
Yeah, I give this one 8 out of 10 Governor Brand golf balls.
Very nice.
So,
I was a little lower. I gave it 7 floaty pool rafts.
Yep.
And the only reason why I gave it 7 instead of a little higher is because I am dying to hear more about why we are getting sick.
Mm-hmm. Still no explanation.
No, and it is disappointing to me. And so
I have said we're never going to get that answer.
I think so.
I've said it here. I don't think we're going to get it.
Right. And there was that discontinuity with why Travis is in the position he's in.
Right.
So I'm a little disappointed with this episode. I felt like it skipped over a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I think it told us a lot about the overall arc. I just feel like we're missing some stuff in there. So that's
I think we're getting our first true villain of Fear the Walking Dead in Moyers.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that was a big deal.
It was. And again, I mean, I gave it a 7. It's not chopped liver.
No.
I had some big nits with it, and
that's fair.
They skipped over a lot of stuff, I felt, in the whole Travis thing. So that's it. So on to Gotham.
Gotham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Season premiere.
Damned if you do.
Damned if you do. And it is written and directed by the showrunners, Bruno Heller and Danny Cannon.
Mm-hmm. Who also did this, wrote and directed the pilot from last season.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. And there are 3 main stories.
Mm-hmm.
The A story is Penguin is king of Gotham, and after a shakeup at the GCPD, Detective James Gordon moral compass wavers as he seeks help from Penguin to get reinstated.
Slightly wavers.
I didn't say slightly.
Well, I'm saying
wavers.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Wavers.
It wavers.
Yeah, it wavers.
The B story is Bruce and Alfred experience frustrations while trying to break the code
slightly
to enter Mr. Wayne's secret office.
Yeah.
And decide to take a brute force approach.
Right.
Then the C story is, and this is kind of 2 stories in one. Barbara and other criminals interact while Gotham newcomers Theo Gallivan and his sister Tabitha make friends with some unlikely allies, and I put the maniacs with X, all inside the walls of Arkham.
But they're not named the maniacs yet.
Yeah, but I put a question mark. Yeah. Also, outside Arkham, Enigma goes a little more insane.
Yes. I was very happy. All too brief, but I was so happy with that scene.
Right. And that's why I put it with that storyline, because it was very tiny, but it goes with the criminal.
Well, it's the March of the Villains. That's their theme for this season.
Right. Rise of the Villain.
Rise of the Villain.
Yeah.
It's a good theme.
I like March too.
Yeah.
It's when I was born, March.
Well, there you go.
Wrong March.
Yep.
So, let's talk about James Gordon there.
Yeah. Gordon's not having a good time, is he?
No.
Started this episode.
I do have high praise for a scene between him and Harvey Bullock in the bar.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed that they put this scene in, because even though Donald Logue was not in a lot of the episode, in fact, I think this was his only appearance in the episode, was this bar scene. Right. It really showed that they did not lose touch.
Well, it catches you up on what Harvey's been doing.
Right.
or not doing, as the case
Right.
may be.
And it showed that they were still friends,
Right.
even though they weren't partners. And then when things go back to, again, normal, I keep putting these air
Yeah,
quotes on
I
any
know
thing,
yeah.
but it's not normal. But when they go back to being partners, detective partners, they're gonna just go right back in. There's not gonna be this big disconnect
No.
because they've stayed in touch. So I think that was it served a lot of purposes.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Gordon sees Harvey regularly. Like
Yes.
maybe once a week
Right.
they catch up, or every so often he stops by for a drink
Right.
and they catch up.
Right. So there's not going to be a big deal when they get back together at the precinct.
No.
And I think that says a lot. That's just a tiny little scene that makes it so we don't have to worry about them picking right back up.
Right.
And that good writing.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, they just to include that one little scene did a lot of good things.
Right.
The whole penguin thing,
Mm-hmm.
I thought was pretty brilliant. I wasn't expecting the thing with James Gordon
Right.
to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if I had really thought about it,
Yeah.
Of course Penguin has ulterior motives, and of course Penguin's not going to let him get off scot-free. What are your thoughts on that storyline?
Yeah. Just to kind of give us a general overview.
Please.
All right. This is 1 month later.
Right.
After the events of last season's finale. Gordon's been demoted to traffic cop.
Right.
Thanks to Commissioner Loeb, Peter Scolari.
Mm-hmm. Who I learned today, by the way.
Yes.
Played a round of golf with Rob Lowe on Rob Lowe's wedding day.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I listened to Rob Lowe on The Nerdist.
Okay. Rob Lowe was on The Nerdist. Okay.
Yeah, he was. It was funny.
Right.
Anyway,
maybe it's for all those commercials, where he's like, I'm like lay about
Rob Lowe. Yeah. And the reason they mentioned it is because Chris Hardwick worked there at the golf course as the golf pro and saw Rob Lowe there.
Hardwick's a golf pro?
The golf pro, not a golf pro.
Well, Hardwick's the golf pro.
No, just at the course.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
He's handing out T-shirts and crap.
Well, no, I thought the pro is usually the guy on the course that. Okay.
He just said he was working in the shop, in the golf pro shop.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, he was there in the golf pro shop, and he met Rob Lowe, and it just happened to have been on his wedding day.
Got it. Well, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
What is it?
Yeah. We got it. We got the concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want.
So Gordon's traffic duty. Thanks, Loeb.
Peter Scolari.
Peter Scolari. Yes. There's a whole scene where Zardon, the Soul Reaper.
Did you see my post on Facebook? Yes,
I did see your post on Facebook. Because she was just like, okay, like ready. Zardon, the Soul Reaper, is ready to talk about Gotham in 30 minutes. So yeah, it was a countdown. So anyway, Zardon, the Soul Reaper, decides he's going to wreak havoc on Gotham City, but he's a complete pathetic loser. And
oh, come on, Zardon. Well, he's amazing.
Zardon. Yeah. Okay.
He's a mastermind.
Yeah. He was given, we find out, this vial of blue liquid by Theo Gallivan, a.k.a. James Frain, everybody's villain.
Oh, my God. I love James Frain.
If you've seen a show recently, chances are James Frain was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Orphan Black. Tutors, you name it, it's him. Mm-hmm. The Cape.
The Cape.
You remember the Cape?
Yep. 6 seasons in a movie.
That's Community.
No, he said it about the Cape.
Oh, he said it about the Cape. 6 seasons. 6 seasons. That's funny. So anyway, he gives him this blue liquid. Zardon goes off on crazy, lame villain rant. Gets into a scuffle with Gordon on the street. Gets taken into custody. And while he's bringing him in or whatever, there's like a shove of a police officer, or he's kind of pissed off about just his whole situation.
Mhm.
So he kind of shoves this one cop who's giving him attitude. And Loeb, being the lovely person that he is, uses this tiny little shove as an excuse, like, okay, that was, like, it was zero chances and you just shoved a police officer, so therefore you're out of here.
Right.
You're gone.
You're out. Yep.
It's over, Jimmy. It's over.
Mm.
But yeah, so he sacks him. But not before Gordon leaves and says, like, I promised I will break you. I will break you. Like Ivan Drago in Rocky 4.
Fist.
Yes.
Shaking fist.
Shaking fist. Yes. Loeb. Yeah. So that's what's going on with Gordon.
You can't touch this.
Yeah, but so he goes to Penguin
Yes.
and he says
Right.
Loeb is rotten.
You got to
And
do
he
something
needs-
about Loeb for
He
me.
needs to get taken out
Right.
because the city's going to rot if Loeb stays there. And there's not going to be any good cops left.
And
And
Penguin's
you owe me a favor.
yeah, well, Penguin's like, hey, I want you to do something for me.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't really owe you a favor anymore.
Yep.
But I tell you what, if you do this one little thing for me,
It's not a big deal.
it's not just collecting some money. Just go there, collect some money, and then come back to me. I'll take care of everything for you. We're square.
Yep.
Square.
Yep.
So he sends him to collect this money from a guy,
Yeah.
and he knew that it was going to devolve into this gunfight.
Ogden Barker.
Right. And of course it does devolve into a gunfight where
Yeah.
James has to end up offing some guys
Mhm.
and get his money.
Including Ogden.
Yeah. So he takes Penguin his money, and now Penguin has this over
Right.
James Gordon.
Because Penguin does nothing. Like, it's all plans within plans.
Right.
So therefore, like, he knew going in, he is going to get something out of this.
Right.
And-
So technically they're even, except for the fact that Penguin has blackmail
Right.
offer on James Gordon. So he can always pull that blackmail on him.
Yeah, but here's the other thing though. Penguin says he's going to clean up the mess, and that I'm going to make sure there's like the investigation, into this whole murder thing, is no big deal. That's going to go away.
Sure, but
So therefore, there's another favor he owes him.
still, there's a favor, yes, but he can always figure out a way to put him back in the hot seat.
Yeah.
If he has to, he could. And then, of course, he takes the severed head of Ogden over to Loeb's house and
Yep.
and they throw the head around like it's
Yep.
a volleyball, and
Right.
they convince.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
doing
at least Penguin was good on his word.
It's true, he was.
So.
And he gets rid of Loeb. And I think it's because he feels like he and Gordon are friends
They have a relationship.
in a very weird way.
Yeah.
No, I think he thinks they're friends.
You think so?
And Gordon doesn't.
No, Gordon doesn't.
No, but I think Penguin does.
Gordon thinks, okay, you're a criminal. My job is to arrest you.
Right.
But-
And I have this very, very tenuous relationship with you when I need you. But Penguin thinks they're fast friends. Yes, you're a friend of mine. I can count on you to do what I want.
He always refers to him as Jim by his
Yes.
first name basis.
Yes, Jim.
Yep.
Exactly. And he feels like Jim would never call him the Penguin.
Right.
Jim would call him Oswald.
Mhm.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Or Cobblepot at the very least.
Right. So there's all that. And,
Yeah.
of course, Loeb gets run out of town on a rail, and Sarah Essen is promoted to commissioner. Now, one of the things I brought up when I was talking to Jeff the other day, in case you guys don't know, I also do a Gotham dedicated podcast. So if I refer to that, I was talking to Jeff and I said,
Mm-hmm.
why does everyone else have zero love interests? And James Gordon has technically 3 possible love interests on the show.
Well, Edward Nygma has one.
Okay.
It's unrequited.
Technically.
But it's his love interest.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. One.
So there you go.
Anyone else?
Well, let's see. Well, we don't have Montoya anymore.
Mm-mm.
So that's gone.
She's gone.
She's gone. So that's pretty much it. Although, unless you count Bruce and Selena.
Oh, okay. I'll count them.
Even though they're young and
Still.
but yeah, that's Bruce
They
and
have a
Selena.
young romance.
Bruce and Selena.
Okay, Bruce and Selena.
How's
Okay, so and then we have James Gordon with both
Yes. Lee.
Barbara,
Yep.
Lee, and Sarah Essen, who in one incarnation
in the comics,
is,
yeah.
Right.
Is
a love interest. And I don't think she will be in this incarnation.
I know for certain she won't be.
Right. And she's also Harvey Bullock's partner in one incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going to happen.
Yep. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay, so Bruce and Alfred.
Right. Not a love interest as far as we know.
No. We're moving on. Bruce and Alfred, they can't break the code.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, not well.
Actually, there is because
there
the
would be
age difference. Yeah, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah, there would be a lot wrong with that.
Yeah,
that would be Ambula territory.
I totally withdraw that comment.
Yeah, there would be a lot wrong with that.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that.
So, do you think that Bruce was something he could have gotten as a code to the door?
I think Bruce was thinking anything but himself.
Yeah.
I think it was just, he was trying all kinds of combinations, like, because of that whole stoic phrase.
Right.
He's all like, his head was completely in this, like, well, it's got to be something this or this, this. It has to be, it can't be the obvious.
Right.
I mean, the only thing more obvious would have been the word password or or guest.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well,
but
yeah, there's two camps here.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is, his dad loves him. And, there was all this stuff in the library that referred to his son. So why couldn't they get that it was Bruce? There's also the camp, which I am mostly in, that says, well, it's a number pad. They had no idea how long the password was.
Right.
There's nothing telling them.
I think Alfred should have guessed.
Alfred probably should have guessed, yes.
Alfred should have guessed it.
But I think they were using this as an allegory to show us that he is not the world's best detective yet.
And he's also still a kid.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, emotionally.
Right.
So.
And also him destroying it was showing that as well, that he's frustrated that he can't solve something.
Yeah, he gets mad. He smashes the keypad.
Right.
Out of anger. He has a tantrum. It's
part of his, growing along the path to his becoming a good detective. He's not there yet. He's and
he's mad at himself for not figuring it out.
Right. And I do like the touches of him. Okay, first of all, how nebulous is this show with the time period it's set in?
Yes.
There's a computer down there, but he has to read in a book how to make a bomb.
Yeah.
And there's smartphones.
Right.
So which is it? Yeah. Is there internet?
Yeah.
Or is there not?
Yeah. Do we know if there's internet? That's a good question, because you don't see any computers on the desks, do you? At the GCPD?
At the precinct?
Yeah.
I've never noticed.
I've never noticed
either.
There
is.
Yeah, we'd have to look, but
there might be.
But I don't see anything that offhand. I think it's just desk with paper.
Yeah, I don't remember. But the desk on Mr. Wayne's desk, the computer, it has a flat screen.
Yeah.
And there's dust all over it. So it's not new.
Right.
So again, I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted because my cat is trying to jump onto me.
Somebody didn't close the door.
No. Please get down. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Very sorry about that. Okay, so him breaking... okay, so he looks it up in a book.
Yes.
And I think the only reason it's like this is because he can't be exact with it. So Alfred can help. So the reason he looks it up in a book is so that he can get the recipe wrong.
Right.
So Alfred can come to his rescue.
Maybe they decide they don't want to look it up on the computer because they don't want the NSA coming down on them.
There you go.
How's that for an explanation?
The GSA.
Oh yeah,
Gotham.
yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Checkmate. It would be. They want checkmate.
Checkmate. Excellent.
Thank you. Or
So
Task Force X. No.
so he reads about how to make a bomb, and Alfred tries to dissuade him from making that bomb, right? And I think it's funny that
Yeah.
he says, "I'm gonna make it no matter what." And Alfred says, "Well, then if you're gonna make it anyway, you got to get this, 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 and this." And he reads down this recipe list.
Well, he probably doesn't want young Master Bruce blowing his face off.
Right. He doesn't want him to hurt himself. And I think, again, this is like the first step of Alfred being his teacher.
Yes.
So this is...
Well, this is their partnership.
Right. But doesn't he kind of take him on as like his mentor until he gets to a certain point?
Maybe maybe in a week.
Well,
just saying.
And then, once they get in, he reads that note,
right?
Of course, which says that Bruce is his password, and he's like,
yeah,
wah, wah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wouldn't have guessed that.
I wouldn't have guessed it either. I would, because again, I would be thinking like, oh, it's got to be this and this.
Anything
and this,
else,
yeah.
Someone's birthday or whatever.
It's that whole thing where like the most obvious answer is usually the correct one.
Right.
So.
Right. So he gets down there and he reads the note, and there's something alluding to people you can trust.
Right.
And from the guest cast list for next week, it's going to be Lucius.
Yes.
So next week we're going to get Alfred and Lucius and Bruce sitting in a tree. Okay, I guess.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, maybe Alfred and Lucius. I mean, that would be all right.
Well, yeah. There's obviously chemistry there. No.
Obviously.
No. Yeah. This whole note that that Thomas Wayne left for Bruce. He starts talking about, interestingly, he talks about that he started asking hard questions about the family business. He tells Bruce that one cannot have both happiness and truth. You have to choose.
Right.
But Thomas tells Bruce that he should choose happiness unless he finds or feels a calling, a true calling. What possible true calling could that be?
That's right.
Yes, Father, I shall become a bat.
I was really disappointed that when they opened that door, bats didn't fly out.
I was too.
Okay.
Unless there's like another level.
He might have to
how hilarious would it have been like, okay, they get inside there and then there's another door. But anyway.
He's going to have to dig down further, though, for the Batcave, because that's on the same level almost as the mansion.
Still, maybe if he goes down to, like, there's another level.
There's a cavern.
Maybe that's when he falls through to the Batcave. So we can maybe we could still get our, like, falling into the Batcave moment, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Because, yeah, I feel kind of robbed about that from that moment. That's kind of... Nice.
Thank you.
You were saving that up, weren't you?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Elvis.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah. So Sarah Essen is the new commissioner.
That's right.
And Gordon's reinstated.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of them make like pinky swear pact
to
vow to clean up Gotham.
That's right. And that means that Harvey is going to be back next week.
Yes.
Both Harveys.
Maybe not both Harveys next week.
Yes, both Harveys next week.
Not from what I saw.
Really? Because I have the guest list.
I saw only one Harvey, as I just watched this episode, so I kind of know what's coming up.
I have the guest list for next week.
Harvey Dent is not in next week's episode.
Nicholas D'Augusto as Harvey Dent, it says.
It's an error.
All right. It just says that.
Unless he's like really in a cameo in the background.
He might be.
But if he's there, he's not obvious. Let's put it that way.
All right.
He doesn't have lines.
He might not.
So, anyway.
But he's supposedly in next week's episode.
Yeah. Barbara making a little phone call.
Yeah, 2 little phone calls.
2 little phone calls. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The calls are coming from inside the house, Jim.
No, they're not. But she is a psycho.
Yeah.
And I like how she tells Theo that she's nothing special, but she is
Mm-hmm.
whack job.
It's finally Barbara Keene got a personality. She went out and got herself a personality. Unfortunately, it's Harley Quinn's
Mm-hmm.
but
It is.
personality that she got, but at
Mhm.
least it's a personality.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, she's trying to convince him that Lee attacked her and that,
I didn't tell her that I killed my parents.
yeah,
He
exactly.
attacked me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So whatever. We got Zardon arriving in Arkham.
Mhm.
Starts spewing blue gas out of his
I am Zardon.
thud.
Yeah. Eater of worlds. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Wrong
that's
That's Galactus.
Zardactus.
Yeah. Well, he's about the same size.
Yeah, because the size of a planet. No.
And he falls on the table and all this gas comes out of his mouth.
Yep. And
And
it's
he-
knockout gas.
All the people go crazy.
It's kind of a
about
convoluted way to knock everybody out, but
it.
hey,
It is.
why not
Yeah.
just pipe something into Arkham?
Right.
But hey, no, I got it. We're gonna get this guy, and we're gonna make him drink this liquid, and he's gonna spew it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Kind of dumb because there are so many variables that could have changed along the way. And how did he aim it at those particular people?
How did he time it? Exactly.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But, it was funny.
That's a huge hand wave.
Hand wave, yeah. But it was funny. I like Zardoz or whatever his name was.
Yeah, well, maybe. Well, do we know that for sure that he's dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gone.
All right.
He is gone.
Because we almost see him again.
No.
No, we don't. So yeah, they get taken. The Arkham inmates get taken to Theo and Tabitha.
Yeah.
And
on dollies.
Yeah, they're all like.
Okay.
And
how did you enjoy Barbara's prison outfit?
Yeah,
which was a dress.
Yeah, she's got a hot little like striped black and white striped number.
Right. Everybody else has like regular prison outfits on.
From the new Gotham fashion collection.
Just like in Birds of Prey.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going with. The new Gotham fashion collection.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And she's in there. She's reading a magazine with her feet up on the table.
She's looking all hot too.
Right. Her hair's all done.
Her hair's perfectly teased.
Yes, perfectly done.
But yeah.
Because, in Orange is the New Black, that is just so unrealistic.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
Arkham Asylum, that's how it really is.
I did like the fact that, like, she goes in and meets Jerome,
mm-hmm.
and then immediately finds a guy to protect her. Like, she totally, comes on to him, and it's like, you're going to take care of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
From all these crazy people.
Right.
So that was a good move.
Yeah.
I respect that move.
His name is
Richard.
What?
The character, I think, is Richard.
Richard?
Yeah, that's the
No, Richard Sionis is the guy that he's the rich guy. The guy that she calls over, his name on the show is Aaron Helsinger.
Okay.
The big bulky guy. Okay. But his name in real life is Stink Fisher.
Yeah. You know who he's playing? That's Amygdala.
Oh, Amygdala.
And remember last week or was it the week before we were talking about how great it would be to use Amygdala?
Yes. There he is.
That's his character is Amygdala.
Very nice. By the way, he is a player or was a player on Late Night with Conan O'Brien when he used to bring guys out to do sketches on Late Night with Conan. He was one of those guys.
I hope Stink is a nickname, not his Christian name.
I couldn't find a real name for the guy. That's what's on his IMDb page everywhere.
Well, that might be his professional name.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Born whatever. I couldn't find anything like that. Stink Fisher. And what I find hilarious is his character name is Aaron Helsinger.
Right.
And his real name is Stink Fisher.
Yeah. Okay.
His real name is ridiculous.
Yeah.
His name on the show is normal. It just tickles me every time I see it.
Well, to be fair, a lot of names are going to sound normal compared to Stink Fisher.
That's true, but Aaron Helsinger is really normal.
I know, but anyway.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, Amygdala.
Yeah, And Cameron Monaghan
Yeah.
as Jerome,
Right.
wow.
hmm
He was good in this.
Yeah. He's even better next week.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna say anymore.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is the last we see Peter Scolari.
You would assume correctly,
Yeah.
as far as I know, unless he comes back.
Yeah, I'd assume
'Cause-
that's it.
yeah.
So
Hi,
on.
Sean.
Hold on a minute. Tabitha and Theo
hmm
are putting together this group. And you know, there's been so many theories about who this group is going to be, but apparently it's going to be the Maniacs
Right.
with an X.
Yeah, I think it's just a name they made up for the show.
Yes.
Yeah. But here's the question of the day. Why does Theo and his sister Tabitha, why do they want to create this group?
They need people to be their muscle behind the scenes.
Right.
For
what
do,
purpose? We don't know yet.
No, but they have a public face, as we've seen.
Right.
At the thing with the commissioner.
And do you think that the whole Theo Galavan is a misdirection for some DC Comics villain, perhaps?
Yes, I think so. Okay. Well, who is she?
She's the Tigress.
She's Tigress. So yeah, there's been lots of speculation on who he is.
Right.
That he's going to turn out to be some villain in the DC universe. I, however, have absolutely no clue.
Yeah, I hope we don't get the Gotham version of Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, please no.
Because we don't need that.
No, I'm guessing that they are not true brother and sister, and I'm not basing that on anything other than they do not look anything like.
Well, they could have like the same mother or same father.
Could be, but
they could be half brother,
sure,
half sister.
Half brother and half sister.
Right.
Does Tigress have a brother or a sister? Universe?
No, because there is no Tigress with the real name Tabitha Galavan.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering if Tigress.
Yeah.
In the comics.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah. There's Artemis Croc, who is the daughter of Sportsmaster and the original Tigress. Okay. But then she becomes the Artemis.
Okay.
So, but that Golden Age Tigress, as far as we know, I mean, she's kind of a blank slate, really.
Right. So he could be anything, really. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping it's not Raw. I'm hoping that it's more nature-based.
Yeah.
Because it would go better with Tigress.
Right. So we'll see.
So it could be many different things. Just, cross your fingers that it's something new.
Yeah. Or something really obscurely cool.
Sure. Yeah. That'd be cool.
As long as it's not Ra's.
But I really do think that he just wants to have a very public face.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be his crew. Okay. And I think he wants to wreak havoc.
Okay.
He wants to undermine Gotham. Yeah. And do you think that he might want to ruin Wayne Industries?
Possibly. Because we know there's obviously shady things going on at Wayne Industries.
Right.
Wayne Enterprises.
Right. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
That thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, we know there's shadiness going on. Theo could be mixed up in that. Theo could be planning a takeover of that. Who knows? But it seems like Theo's got plans for Gotham.
Right.
And he's the big bad. We know he's the big bad. He's contracted for the season.
Right. They've actually come out and said.
Yes. Yeah, he's the big
bad. The big bad with other bads under him.
Yeah. So
small bad.
So hopefully we'll find out a little bit more. We don't really find out much next week.
Right. Okay.
But we'll see.
Okay.
Buffy took on Buffy, the big bads took a long time to develop.
Yeah.
They kind of simmered on the back burner for a little while. Then you got a little bit, and then holy crap, this is going to be a major threat. So maybe Theo will be the same way.
Okay. All right.
What do you give this episode?
I give it 8.5 almost stolen watches.
Okay.
Because Gordon stops those guys from stealing the watches on the street. Don't even think it.
Yeah. Do you like Gordon, Ben McKenzie in his little police uniform?
Yes, I do.
His police blues.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah. I give this one 8 out of 10 envelopes left in an underground bunker.
Very cool.
So,
Very cool. A couple little things.
yes.
Ben and Morena are having a child
Yes.
together, which is probably why they have good chemistry on the show.
And probably why they're getting married.
Probably.
In real life, not
Yeah.
not the characters.
That's right.
So now the question is, will they write in the pregnancy?
Right. Or is she going to be standing behind a car door and carrying a briefcase?
But this would be kind of a good time to like have Barbara Gordon,
right? It would be.
Batgirl.
It would be.
So maybe something happens that Barbara Gordon is named after Barbara Keene for some reason. Maybe
Because
Barbara Keene redeems herself
by dying,
or saving somebody.
No, dying.
Yeah, well,
let's say dying.
Yeah, but why would you name your daughter after a dead crazy person?
No, someone that redeems themselves and dies.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Got it.
I just want them to die.
So dying or redeeming and dying.
Right.
Got it.
Has to die.
Okay.
And I have a few little things here. Peter Scolari, funnily enough, did the voice of Ray Palmer in Batman the Brave and the Bold.
I did not know that.
Anthony Kerrigan, who played Victor Zsasz, who will continue to, plays Kyle Nimbus, the Mist.
Yes, I knew that one.
Which is funny.
Because he's so noticeable because he's like bald and has no eyebrows.
I know.
So
awesome.
Yeah, it's like, dude, that guy. Yeah.
Dustin Ybarra is Robert Greenwood. He is the guy with the crazy hair.
Mm-hmm.
He is a comedian, and he appeared, oddly enough, on a comedy show called Live at Gotham.
Oh, interesting.
I'm finding all these funny things.
Ironic.
Yeah. The guy who played Richard Sionis, Todd Stashwick, it has nothing to do with Batman, but he was on 12 Monkeys in the originals earlier this year.
Okay.
David Fierro, as Zardon, was in the 2012 TV movie Gotham.
Ooh.
That's right.
That's getting a little creepy now.
Right?
Yeah.
Otto Sanchez's Ogden Barker was in Terminator Genesis and Bad Boys 2. James Andrew O'Connor as Tommy Bones was in St. Vincent. I mentioned Stink Fisher as Aaron Helsinger from Late Night with Conan O'Brien and The Lovely Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Goodwin as Compere Podium Guy played Deputy Chief Renard in the Pink Panther reboot films. I thought you might enjoy that.
Right.
And Drew Powell as Butch Gilzine, who is promoted to season regular next episode.
Yep.
Since last season, appeared in a IFC show called Man Jam, where they go fishing or something. Oh, no, they just play instruments. And he has done 4 films, one including Reparation with John Huertas from Castle.
Okay.
We have a little bit of feedback.
Okay.
Justina from Gotham. Justina.
She's from Gotham? Okay.
Her feedback is only on Gotham, though.
Yeah. Okay.
She gives this episode 7 out of 10 crunchy peanut butter sandwiches.
Okay.
She still thinks the show is too violent for 8 p.m. Severed heads before 9. Come on now.
21st century.
I know.
That's nothing.
The acting in this was so great. The actors have really come together like a family. The chemistry between the pairs that work together regularly, like Bruce and Alfred, Bullock and Gordon, is so good. Though I would have to give acting VIP awards to Barbara and Ed. They do crazy well, and Penguin really is the king of Gotham right now. I was wondering, is there precedence for Barbara to be crazy in the comics? Please discuss this. Have a super week, Justina. And Jeff and I kind of went into the fact that Barbara is kind of a blank slate because she is different things in the comics, but she's not really there. She's kind of nebulous.
Yeah, she's basically Gordon's wife that he ends up divorcing.
Right, or she dies.
Or she dies, depending on the continuity.
Right, but she's never really present.
Yeah, she's not a character, not a developed character anyway.
Right. So she can be anything.
Yeah, the most development that she got was in Batman Year One by Frank Miller.
Right.
Where like she was there, she was pregnant with Barbara Gordon.
Right.
And that she, when Jim had his affair, with Sarah Essen.
Right.
So that's the kind of most development we've got from Barbara Keene.
And that was essentially just her being put
Yeah.
upon.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's almost a nothing.
She wasn't an independent character. She was just, somebody for Jim.
Right.
She was a character for Jim to
Just a
develop his character.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jeff Peterson and Steve Rails both seem to like the idea of Zoner t-shirts. Jeff wants it noted that he was an early adopter of the podcast.
Yeah, didn't he say something that he wants to know that he was a fan of Dangerous Habits when it was cool,
right.
Fan of Zoner when it was Dangerous Habits.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll have to do something about that. And I have some spoilers. I'll read them real quick. I know you have to go.
Yeah.
A deadly escape rocks the city on an all-new Gotham, Monday, September 28th on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Say anything.
Shh.
Following his reinstatement, Gordon is thrust into the high-profile case tracking the deadly inmate escape from Arkham Asylum. Meanwhile, Gallivan plans his next move while Bruce enlists the help of his father's old friend to unlock the secrets in his office, and Enigma attempts to ask out Kristen Kringle, guest star Chelsea Spack, on a date in the all-new Rise of the Villains Knock Knock, airing Monday at 10.
I'll just say it's really good.
Okay,
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
This week also shows the season premiere of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So that means we still have 3 shows.
That's right. We drop Birds of Prey, but we pick up Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So we kind of even out.
That's right. It returns for an action-packed 3rd season on Tuesday, September 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Tomorrow, for those of you wondering when we were recording this.
With director Phil Coulson and Agent Daisy Johnson leading the charge as S.H.I.E.L.D. searches the world for more powered people in the aftermath of their epic battle with Xi Yang and her army of Inhumans. However, Coulson and the team soon find out that they are not the only group looking for these new Inhumans. On the season premiere episode, Laws of Nature, when Coulson and the team discover a new Inhuman, S.H.I.E.L.D. comes face-to-face with another organization searching for powered people. And still reeling from Simmons' dramatic disappearance, Fitz goes to extreme lengths to try and learn how to get her back.
Uh-oh.
That's right. It was written by Jed Whedon and Marissa
Tencherowin.
Thank you.
You're
and directed by Vincent Misciano. Fear the Walking Dead, The Good Man, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on AMC. As civil unrest continues to grow and the dead take over, Travis and Madison must explore new ways to protect their families in the season 1 finale.
All right.
And that's it.
And the week after that, we get Walking Dead back. Woo!
That's right. And then we'll have 3 again. Or more.
Well, no, yeah, because Flash and Arrow are coming up quick.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And Supergirl and
yep.
Lots of
stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So, feedback. If you want to give us feedback like Jeff and Justina and everyone else, you can write us on Twitter at FandomZoneCast, Facebook at facebook.com/FandomZonePodcast, email fandomzonecast@gmail.com. You can get me at Aliveria, and there's an About Me link in my bio, and you can reach Charles at
Charles Skaggs on Twitter, or at Charles Skaggs on Instagram, or Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus, or my blog of geeky things, Damn Good Coffee and Hot. Where I talk about things like the Phantom Zone podcast and all kinds of comics on TV news.
That's right.
So, yeah, check it out.
Woohoo!
Yo. And give us some feedback on iTunes. That would be great.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Hope you like it. I mean, we hope you'll enjoy the show.
That's right.
So let us know. And some more likes would be great, too.
Sure.
On Facebook.
And sorry that we're rushed a little bit at the end because we're doing it later than usual, and Charles needs to go Betty bye.
Well, you still got it's 1 hour and 50 minutes of show here, so
I know
they're getting their money's worth, which is free. So
I know that's true. And we will talk about.
We're not
t-shirts.
skipping here.
We will talk about T-shirts at some point. I promise.
We need to do that because that would be cool.
We'll talk to Rob about it.
Zoners, I think we've officially decided.
I think we're zoners.
We're zoners. All right. Yeah. Well, we're not zoners because we're the hosts.
No.
They're zoners because they're the fans. Well, we need to be. We're the hosts. We need that little. Oh. We got to elevate a little bit.
So we're the hosters, and they're the zoners.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
With some.
We'll figure.
All
it
right.
out.
So that's it, everyone. And we'll
Zone Masters.
see you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.